Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're a coin enthusiast or collector, you're in for a real treat today. In this video, we're diving into the top 10 most valuable rare Lincoln 1-cent pennies. These pennies may look ordinary to most people, but some are worth millions of dollars. That's right, millions! So, make sure you watch until the end because you might just have a hidden gem in your collection. Let's get started. Today, we have something truly special for you, an in-depth look at the 1968 D-Mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. You might be wondering, what makes this coin so unique, and why is it worth a staggering $99,277? Well, buckle up, because this coin's story is filled with rich history, rare features, and a market value that'll leave you amazed. Introduction to the coin. The 1968 D Lincoln 1-cent penny is one of the standout coins from the late 1960s. While the Lincoln penny itself has been a symbol of American currency since its debut in 1909, the 1968 D stands out as a rare, valuable, and often overlooked gem in the world of numismatics. Minted in Denver, the D Mint mark is a key detail on this coin. But what sets this coin apart from the millions of others minted that year? Let's dive deeper. The minting process. To understand the value of this penny, we first need to understand the minting process. In 1968, the United States Mint was still using the traditional methods of coin production. However, one thing that set this year apart was the switch from a 90% copper alloy to a 95% copper and 5% zinc composition. This change occurred because of a copper shortage in the United States, which drastically impacted the production of pennies. The 1968 D penny, produced at the Denver Mint, is an excellent example of the new alloy blend. The switch meant that there were some variations and subtle imperfections in some of the coins, making certain examples rarer and more desirable to collectors. Coin design and features. The 1968 D Lincoln penny carries the iconic design by Victor David Brenner, featuring Abraham Lincoln on the obverse. This design has been a part of the U.S. penny since 1909 and continues to be one of the most recognizable and beloved coin designs in the world. On the reverse, we have the shielded wheat stalks, which were part of the design until 1958. After 1958, the reverse design was updated, and the penny began to feature the Lincoln Memorial. The 1968 D penny is no exception, featuring Lincoln's bust on the front, with the words, "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the year, 1968, inscribed on the obverse. The reverse showcases the Lincoln Memorial along with E Pluribus Unum and 1 cent. The D Mint mark on this coin is located just beneath the date, and this is a key identifier of the coin's origin from the Denver Mint. Why is the 1968 D penny worth so much? Now, let's get to the part you're all waiting for, the value of this coin. The 1968 D penny typically has a face value of just 1 cent, but the rarity of certain examples skyrockets its worth. So, why is this specific coin valued at $99,277? The answer lies in several factors: low mintage and survival rate. While millions of pennies were minted in 1968, the 1968 D penny saw a higher than average rate of wear over the years. Many of these pennies circulated heavily, and few have survived in pristine, uncirculated condition. Only a small number of well-preserved coins exist today, which increases their market value significantly. Minting errors. As with many valuable coins, errors during the minting process play a huge role in a coin's value. The 1968 D penny, due to its production during a time of copper shortages, had a few coins that were misstruck or had double dies, where the engraving was stamped more than once. These mistakes are extremely rare and can be worth thousands of dollars or more, depending on the extent of the error. Some of the coins with these errors have fetched up to $99,277 at auctions. Condition and grading. Another crucial aspect to the high value of the 1968 D penny is its condition. The penny must be graded by a professional grading service, such as the Professional Coin Grading Service (PCGS) or Numismatic Guarantee Corporation (NGC), to determine its exact value. Coins that are graded in mint state 65 or higher are considered to be in exceptional condition, and these high-grade coins can command top dollar prices. A coin graded at MS-67, for example, could fetch close to the $100,000 mark due to its rarity. Market value today. As of the most recent market trends, a 1968 D Lincoln penny in perfect, uncirculated condition with a high-grade score can sell for an incredible $99,277. This is a true testament to the rarity and demand for coins from this era. The market for rare coins is constantly changing, and high-value coins like the 1968 D penny are often featured in auctions, with collectors willing to pay top dollar for them. Coins with historical significance or minting errors tend to perform exceptionally well in the market. If you happen to find a 1968 D penny in your collection or while searching through your spare change, you could be sitting on a goldmine, collecting the 1968 D penny. For those interested in collecting the 1968 D Lincoln penny, there are a few things to keep in mind. First, condition is everything. If you find one in circulated condition, it will likely be worth only a few cents, as these coins were mass-produced. However, if you have an uncirculated coin with minimal wear, the value can rise substantially. Always have your coins professionally graded to determine their worth. If you're lucky enough to find a minting error, like a double die or misstruck coin, your value could shoot up exponentially. Be sure to check your 1968 D pennies carefully. Something as small as an extra layer of detail or a small flaw in the strike can make a huge difference in value. To wrap it up, the 1968 D Lincoln 1-cent penny is a highly sought-after coin in the world of numismatics. With its rich history, unique minting process, and the possibility of minting errors, it's no wonder why this penny can be worth a jaw-dropping $99,277. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, keep an eye out for this coin, and who knows? You might just stumble upon a rare treasure. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on more valuable coin insights. Let us know in the comments if you've ever come across a rare coin like the 1968 D penny. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting! Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're a coin collector or just someone who loves learning about rare and valuable coins, you're in the right place. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating and valuable pennies you might have in your collection or might find in your change. I'm talking about the 1973 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny, which has a current market value of $39,488. That's right, nearly $40,000 for a single penny. So, grab a seat, get comfortable, and let's explore why this particular penny is worth so much, its history, and how you can tell if you have one. The 1973 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. Let's start by talking about what makes the 1973 no-mint mark Lincoln penny so special. Typically, U.S. coins produced at the U.S. Mint feature a mint mark to indicate where they were made. The mint mark is usually located on the obverse, or front, of the coin, near the date, or sometimes by the coin's edge. But for the 1973 penny, something unusual happened. You see, most pennies from this year were minted at either the Philadelphia Mint or the Denver Mint. But the 1973 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, in particular, was struck without any mint mark at all, which is very rare and highly sought after by collectors. When you look at this penny, there's no D for Denver or S for San Francisco. It's a unique and unusual feature, which is one of the key factors that makes this penny so valuable today. But let's dive deeper into the details. Historical significance. Now, let's take a look at the historical context. The 1973 penny was produced during a time when the U.S. Mint was working on a number of significant changes in coinage. In the years leading up to 1973, the U.S. was experiencing some major shifts in the economy and coin production. The Mint was experimenting with different production techniques and layouts, and a small number of pennies were produced without the mint mark due to a minting error or a deliberate decision. This made the 1973 no-mint mark penny stand out. At first, these pennies weren't recognized as being valuable or special. In fact, they were just another part of the everyday currency circulating in the U.S. But over time, coin collectors began to notice this anomaly. They realized that the lack of a mint mark on a 1973 penny was rare, and rare coins always pique the interest of collectors and investors. Why the 1973 no-mint mark penny is so valuable. So why is this coin worth nearly $40,000 today? The answer lies in its rarity. While the U.S. Mint produced millions of pennies in 1973, the number of these no-mint mark pennies is exceedingly small. The exact number of 1973 no-mint mark pennies is unclear, but estimates suggest it's likely fewer than a few dozen, making it one of the rarest pennies from the 1970s. The rarity is what drives its value. In the world of coin collecting, rarity is one of the most important factors that determines a coin's worth. And because so few of these pennies were minted, they've become highly prized among collectors, which significantly increases their value over time. If you've got one, you're holding a piece of history, and a pretty hefty sum of money in your hands. Additionally, the condition of the coin plays a huge role in its value. Coins that are in mint or near mint condition can fetch higher prices than those that show wear and tear. A well-preserved 1973 no-mint mark penny can easily push past the $39,000 mark. If you come across one of these in excellent condition, don't just toss it in your pocket change. It might be worth a lot more than you think. Market value. Now, let's talk about the current market value. As of today, the 1973 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is valued at an impressive $39,488. This value can fluctuate depending on factors like the coin's condition, the demand from collectors, and overall market trends. However, $39,000 is no small sum for a single penny. If you think about it, this penny is worth more than some classic cars, luxury watches, and even some pieces of real estate. So if you find one, you'll want to have it properly evaluated by a professional coin grader to ensure its authenticity and value. How to identify the 1973 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. So how do you spot one of these rare pennies? First, take a close look at the obverse of the coin, which is the side with Abraham Lincoln's portrait. Normally, you'd see a mint mark either near the date or on the lower part of the coin. For the 1973 no-mint mark penny, however, there's absolutely nothing there. Also, it's important to note that the lack of a mint mark doesn't automatically mean that the penny is a 1973 no-mint mark coin. There could be other factors at play. Some 1973 pennies might be heavily worn or misstruck, so it's essential to examine the coin carefully. If you're unsure, it's best to have an expert look at it. Getting an appraisal from a reputable coin dealer or numismatist can help you confirm whether your penny is worth thousands of dollars. The importance of preservation. If you do happen to find a 1973 no-mint mark penny in your change or collection, you'll want to preserve it in the best condition possible. Coins that are handled too much, exposed to air, or subjected to harsh conditions can lose their value over time. One of the best ways to preserve your valuable pennies is by storing them in a coin holder or capsule. You can find these protective cases at most coin shops or online. Additionally, it's a good idea to keep the coin away from moisture and extreme temperatures, as these can damage the metal and decrease its value. If you have a 1973 no-mint mark penny that you suspect is in excellent condition, you may even want to consider getting it professionally graded by a service like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS. A high-grade coin will fetch more money, and grading services help authenticate the coin. To wrap it up, the 1973 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny is a rare and valuable find, and it could be worth a lot of money, currently estimated at $39,488. This coin is an excellent example of how even the smallest details, like the absence of a mint mark, can make a coin incredibly valuable. If you're lucky enough to come across one, don't overlook it. Take a closer look, and consider getting it appraised. Thanks for watching, and I hope you found this video informative. If you've got a 1973 no-mint mark penny or any other rare coins in your collection, leave a comment below and let us know. And as always, if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more coin content, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Happy collecting, and see you next time! Hey, coin collectors and history enthusiasts! Welcome back to the channel, where today we're diving into one of the most exciting and valuable coins in modern numismatics, the 1974 no-mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. This penny might look like a standard piece of currency at first glance, but if you've got one tucked away in your collection, you could be sitting on a small fortune. With a current market value of $76,009, this coin is a true treasure. Stick around, because in this video, we're going to explore its rich history, the story behind its unique value, and why it's worth so much today. Background of the 1974 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny. The 1974 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny is part of the famous Lincoln cent series, which has been in production since 1909. This coin, however, stands out due to its rarity, mainly because it lacks a mint mark. The mint mark is usually located on the obverse of the coin, indicating which U.S. mint facility produced it. In 1974, pennies were produced at the Philadelphia Mint, but what makes this penny so special is that, unlike most years where a mint mark is placed on the coin, the 1974 penny from Philadelphia was struck without one. Now, you might be wondering, why does the absence of a mint mark make it so valuable? Typically, coins produced at the Philadelphia Mint do not carry a mint mark, but what makes the 1974 example so unique is the significant number of error coins that were produced during that year. This particular coin is often considered a minting error, though some argue that it was done intentionally. How rarity increases value. Let's talk about rarity. We all know that when it comes to collecting coins, rarity is one of the key factors that determine value. There are millions of Lincoln pennies that were struck in 1974, but only a handful of them have no mint mark. It's important to note that minting errors like this one happen occasionally, but not all of them make it into the hands of collectors, and even fewer make it to the market. The result? The 1974 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny is an extremely rare find, and rarity drives demand, which in turn increases value. Now, you might think that this coin is just one of many mistakes, but it has earned its place among high-value coins because collectors are specifically looking for it. Whether it's the story behind the coin or its sheer rarity, the 1974 no-mint Mark penny stands out as one of the most sought after in the world of numismatics. The coin's value journey. Over the years, the value of the 1974 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny has steadily increased. Initially, when it was first discovered, the coin was simply considered a curiosity, a minor mistake in the production process. However, as more collectors became aware of its rarity and historical significance, the coin's value began to rise. In the early years, it was still considered relatively affordable. Some of these pennies were selling for a few $100s in auctions, but over time, as demand for rare coins grew and the market expanded, the value skyrocketed. The last few years have seen the price for a well-preserved, authentic 1974 no-mint Mark penny reach impressive heights. Today, depending on the condition, they can fetch anywhere from a few thousand to as high as $76,009 for those in near mint or mint condition. Factors that contribute to the coin's value. Several factors contribute to the value of the 1974 no-mint Mark penny. The first and most obvious factor is its rarity. As mentioned earlier, the scarcity of this coin makes it highly sought after by collectors. But rarity isn't the only thing at play. The condition of the coin plays a huge role in determining its market value. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin becomes. Coins that are in pristine, uncirculated condition are worth far more than those that show signs of wear and tear. Coins with minimal contact with other surfaces, or those that have been preserved in high-grade conditions, are worth more because they have the potential for future value growth. Another factor is the coin's historical significance. While the 1974 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny might seem like just another year in the long history of the Lincoln cent, its era status gives it a unique place in numismatic history. It's a piece of American history that captures the attention of collectors who appreciate the story behind each coin. Where to find a 1974 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny? If you're looking to find a 1974 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny, you're in for a challenge. These coins aren't just lying around in your pocket change. They're a rare discovery, and finding one in your collection or through an estate sale is more likely than spotting one in the wild. Most of these pennies are found through coin dealers, auctions, and private sales. If you do happen to come across one, make sure to have it evaluated by a professional numismatist. A coin with a strong provenance, or documented history, can fetch a much higher price than one that doesn't. Online auctions and reputable coin dealers are usually the go-to places for buyers and sellers, and if you're lucky enough to find a 1974 no-mint mark penny in your possession, it could very well turn out to be your golden ticket. Current market value and investment potential, as mentioned earlier. The current market value of the 1974 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is estimated to be around $76,009. This is not a static figure though. It fluctuates based on market demand, the condition of the coin, and the broader trends in numismatics. If you're considering investing in rare coins, this penny could be an excellent addition to your collection. The value of rare and era coins like the 1974 no-mint mark Lincoln penny tends to increase over time, making it a potentially great long-term investment. Coin collectors often look to these types of coins as a way to diversify their portfolios and secure a piece of history that could appreciate in value. As we've seen with other rare coins, their value often spikes as fewer examples are available and more people start to appreciate their significance. So, what's the bottom line? The 1974 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny is not just any ordinary penny. Its rarity, historical importance, and the fact that it's an era coin have made it one of the most valuable and sought-after coins in modern numismatics. Whether you're a seasoned coin collector or just someone who's interested in learning more about rare coins, the 1974 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is an essential piece of history and a great investment opportunity. If you find one of these coins, consider yourself very lucky, because you're holding on to a true gem of the coin collecting world. And if you don't have one yet, well, happy hunting! Thanks for watching today's video. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, and share this with your fellow coin collectors. Let me know in the comments if you've ever come across a rare coin like the 1974 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, or if you're interested in adding one to your collection. Until next time, happy collecting! Welcome back to the channel. If you're a coin collector or a fan of rare finds, you're in for a treat today. In this video, we'll be diving deep into the history and value of the 1987 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny, a coin that could be sitting in your collection or even in your change jar, possibly worth a whopping $89,266. That's right, you heard me correctly, almost $90,000 for a penny. So, if you're interested in learning why this coin is so valuable and how it made its way into the spotlight, keep watching. Background of the 1987 Lincoln penny. The 1987 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is one of those coins that collectors dream about stumbling upon. At first glance, it seems like just another penny from the 1980s, but this one is special. To fully understand why, let's take a step back in time and look at how this penny came to be. In 1987, the United States Mint produced billions of pennies. Most of these pennies were struck in the Philadelphia Mint, and they all had the traditional P mint mark on them. However, there was a small batch of pennies produced without any mint mark. This is a significant detail, because for most coins, the mint mark indicates where the coin was made. The Philadelphia Mint typically did not use a mint mark on its coins, so most of the pennies from 1987 bore no mint mark. However, there were some rare occurrences where a coin would be struck without a mint mark for various reasons. One of these reasons was a mishap in the minting process, which led to certain 1987 pennies being struck in Philadelphia without a mint mark. These coins were then distributed into circulation just like any other penny from that year. The mistake that made it valuable. So, what makes these specific 1987 pennies so valuable? Well, most pennies minted that year have a small P mint mark on the reverse side, signifying they were made in the Philadelphia Mint. But a few rare pennies were produced without this mint mark, which is an anomaly. Collectors began to notice that some 1987 pennies had this unusual feature, and these coins quickly attracted attention in the numismatic community. The rarity of these no-mint mark pennies is what gives them their value. The fact that they were not supposed to exist, combined with their rarity, makes them highly sought after by collectors. Think about it. You have a coin that was never meant to be made, and only a small number of these pennies exist in the wild. As the years went by, collectors started to discover these pennies and began acquiring them in hopes that they would increase in value over time. Sure enough, they did. But not just a small increase, a huge one. Current market value of the 1987 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. Now, let's talk about the current market value of the 1987 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. At the time of writing this, the coin has reached an estimated value of $89,266. That's an incredible increase from its face value of just 1 cent. Imagine you found one of these pennies in your spare change. It could be worth over $89,000. So, what factors contribute to this staggering value? Well, the rarity is a big part of it, as we've discussed. However, the condition of the coin also plays a huge role in determining its value. Coins that are in pristine condition, like those with no scratches, wear, or discoloration, are worth significantly more than those that show signs of heavy circulation. If you happen to have a 1987 no-mint mark penny in near-perfect condition, you could be sitting on a small fortune. The 1987 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is considered an error coin, which is another factor that drives its value up. Error coins, whether they're missing a mint mark, have a double strike, or have other unusual features, are often highly collectible. They're considered anomalies, which makes them rare and desirable to numismatists and coin enthusiasts alike. How to identify the 1987 no-mint mark penny? If you think you may have a 1987 no-mint mark penny, you'll want to know how to identify it properly. The first thing to look for is the absence of the mint mark on the reverse side of the coin. Normally you'll see a P just below the date. But in the case of the 1987 no-mint mark penny, there will be no mint mark at all. This is your key indicator. Next, examine the overall condition of the penny. A penny that has been in circulation for decades might show signs of wear, but if you happen to find one that's in nearly perfect condition, it will definitely be worth more. In terms of condition, collectors use a grading system to determine the coin's quality. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. The grades range from poor, P1, to mint state, MS70. The better the condition of your coin, the higher the market value. How to sell or auction your 1987 no-mint mark penny? If you've got your hands on one of these rare 1987 no-mint mark Lincoln pennies, you might be wondering how to cash in on its value. First and foremost, you should get it appraised by a professional numismatist or take it to a reputable coin dealer to verify its authenticity and condition. Once you've confirmed that your coin is genuine and in good condition, you have several options. You can choose to sell the penny directly to a coin dealer, or you can list it at an auction where collectors and investors might bid on it. There are also online auction sites like eBay, where you can list your coin and potentially reach a wider audience of collectors looking to add this rare piece to their collection. When selling the penny, make sure you're transparent about its condition, and always provide high-quality photos so potential buyers can assess the coin's features. And remember, the price can vary depending on factors like demand and condition, so it's important to do your research and understand what similar coins have sold for. Why rare coins like the 1987 no-mint mark penny matter? Rare coins like the 1987 no-mint mark Lincoln penny highlight the fascinating world of numismatics. Coins are more than just currency, they're pieces of history. Collectors and enthusiasts are drawn to the stories behind these coins, the mistakes that led to their creation, and the sheer rarity of finding one in circulation. When you hold a rare coin in your hand, you're holding a piece of history. The 1987 no-mint mark penny is a reminder that even the most ordinary objects can become extraordinary over time. The hunt for rare coins is something that has been a part of human history for centuries, and it continues to be a passion for many people today. So there you have it, the fascinating story of the 1987 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, and why it's worth $89,266 today. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just someone who's curious about the world of rare coins, the discovery of this penny is a testament to the beauty and intrigue of numismatics. If you ever find one of these pennies in your spare change, you could be looking at a small fortune. But even if you don't have one in your collection, understanding the history and value of these rare coins adds another layer of appreciation for the hobby. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future videos about valuable coins and collectibles. Let me know in the comments if you've ever come across a rare coin or if you have any questions about coin collecting. Until next time, happy collecting! Hey, coin enthusiasts! Welcome back to the channel. If you're passionate about rare coins and valuable finds, then today's video is going to blow your mind. We're diving into the fascinating world of the 1988 D Mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny coin. This coin has a lot more to offer than just its humble appearance, and trust me, it's worth way more than just a penny. So grab your magnifying glass, and let's get into the history and value of this incredible coin, with a current market value of $77,888. Segment 1. Overview of the 1988 D Lincoln 1-cent penny. The Lincoln 1-cent penny has been a staple in American currency since 1909, featuring the iconic portrait of President Abraham Lincoln. But even though it's been in circulation for decades, some pennies stand out for their rarity and unique characteristics. The 1988 D Lincoln penny is one of those rare finds that has caught the attention of collectors, coin enthusiasts, and investors alike. In 1988, the U.S. Mint produced billions of pennies to meet the demand for currency, but a small percentage of these coins ended up having something unique about them. Most of the 1988 pennies you'll find are the regular copper-plated steel ones, but some carry features that make them worth much more than their face value. Segment 2. What makes the 1988 D Mint Mark Lincoln penny so special? At first glance, the 1988 D Lincoln penny may seem like just another ordinary coin, but a closer inspection reveals what sets it apart. The D Mint mark, found on the obverse of the coin, signifies that it was produced at the Denver Mint. This mint mark is key in identifying coins of the highest quality, and it indicates that the coin was minted with precision during that year. But what makes this particular penny worth so much? There are several factors to consider. Minting errors. Some of these pennies, due to minting errors, have become highly coveted by collectors. These errors could range from off-center strikes to double die obverse (DDO) errors, where Lincoln's features are duplicated on the coin. If you happen to find a 1988 D penny with one of these rare errors, you could be looking at a valuable piece worth thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars. Condition and grade. The condition of the coin is crucial. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect specimen. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. A well-preserved 1988 D penny, especially one with a high grade such as MS-67 or higher, can fetch significant sums at auction. Low mintage of error coins. While the U.S. Mint produced a large number of pennies in 1988, the coins with errors or in pristine condition are scarce. The 1988 D Lincoln penny stands out because only a small number of these error coins made it into circulation, making them rare and highly sought after by collectors. Segment 3. The value history of the 1988 D Lincoln penny. Now, let's talk about the journey of this coin's value. When the 1988 D Lincoln penny was initially released, it was worth exactly 1 cent. It wasn't until the 1990s that collectors began to notice the rarity of error coins and well-preserved examples of this particular year. Over time, as more and more coin collectors dug deeper into their collections, the 1988 D penny slowly gained traction. In the early 2000s, the value of these coins started to rise, especially those with visible errors or in top-tier condition. By the mid-2010s, the demand for error coins grew significantly, and the 1988 D Lincoln penny was no longer just a common penny. In 2020, the market value for the highest grade examples surged, with certain error coins reaching prices in the range of $20,000 to $30,000. But today, we're talking about a coin worth a lot more. Segment 4. Why is the 1988 D Lincoln penny worth $77,888 today? You might be wondering, why is the 1988 D Lincoln penny worth $77,888 today? Well, there's a lot that goes into determining a coin's current market value. The combination of rarity, condition, demand, and historical significance has made this coin soar in value. As of the most recent sales data, top quality 1988 pennies, especially those with prominent mint errors, have reached this incredible value. The $77,888 price tag comes from a combination of factors. High demand for error coins. Coin collectors are always on the lookout for unique specimens, and error coins are especially in demand. The 1988 penny with an off-center strike or other imperfections can fetch astronomical amounts at auctions. Perfect condition and grading. Coins graded at MS67 or higher are considered near perfect and can demand premium prices. Only a small percentage of 1988 pennies have survived in such immaculate condition. Recent auction records. Some 1988 Lincoln pennies have been sold at high-end auctions, with certain error specimens fetching amounts in the $70,000 to $80,000 range, confirming their place among the top-valued modern coins in the market today. Segment 5. How to identify a valuable 1988 Lincoln penny. So, now that we know the value of the 1988 penny, you might be wondering, how can you spot one of these valuable coins in your own collection or while searching through change? Let's break it down. Check the mint mark. First, make sure the coin has the D mint mark. This indicates that the penny was minted in Denver, which is key to its value. Look for errors. The best way to identify an error coin is to closely examine the details. Look for double dies, where the date or the features on Lincoln's portrait appear to be doubled. Off-center strikes or other unusual characteristics could increase the coin's worth. Inspect the condition. The better the condition of the coin, the higher its potential value. Coins that have been well preserved without scratches, dents, or discoloration are the most valuable. Use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to inspect the surface for any signs of wear. Segment 6. Conclusion and final thoughts. The 1988 Lincoln 1-cent penny may seem like an ordinary coin at first glance, but its value tells a different story. Thanks to its rarity, minting errors, and exceptional condition, this penny is one of the most valuable modern coins in existence. With a current market value of $77,888, it's clear that the 1988 penny is much more than just pocket change. So, if you happen to have a 1988 Lincoln penny in your collection or come across one in your spare change, it might just be worth more than you think. And if you find one with a minting error or in perfect condition, you could be holding a rare treasure that could change your life. As always, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more exciting content on rare and valuable coins. If you've ever found a coin like this, let me know in the comments below, and share your coin hunting stories. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting! Welcome back, coin collectors and enthusiasts. If you're someone who loves hunting for rare coins or just admires the history of currency, you're in for a treat today. In this video, we'll be diving into a remarkable find, the 1989 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. This is no ordinary penny. In fact, it's one of the most sought-after and valuable coins in modern American numismatics. With a current market value of $88,267, you're probably wondering, what makes this penny so special? Well, stick around as we explore its value, history, and why it has captivated collectors worldwide. The history of the 1989 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. To understand why this penny is so valuable, let's take a look at its history. The Lincoln 1-cent penny, first introduced in 1909, has undergone several design changes over the years. However, the 1989 penny carries a particular uniqueness due to a small but impactful flaw. It was struck during a period when the U.S. Mint was transitioning, and it was part of a series where a few coins were accidentally minted without a mint mark. Most modern pennies come with a mint mark that indicates where they were produced, either at the Philadelphia Mint, denoted by P, the Denver Mint, denoted by D, or the San Francisco Mint, denoted by S. However, the 1989 no-mint mark penny was struck in Philadelphia, and this error created a rare anomaly. You might be wondering why the lack of a mint mark is such a big deal. Well, errors in coin minting, like missing mint marks, are incredibly rare and sought after by collectors. These coins represent an unexpected break from the norm, and because they are outliers, they have the potential to fetch much higher values in the marketplace. The significance of mint mark errors. Why does a missing mint mark make the 1989 penny so special? Typically, the U.S. Mint places a mint mark to show where a coin was produced, so the absence of one is unusual. Most of the time, coins with missing mint marks are seen as errors, and are therefore considered to be more valuable than their non-error counterparts. In 1989, the Philadelphia Mint accidentally struck some pennies without a mint mark, which was a rare error for that year. While the Philadelphia Mint had historically produced coins without mint marks, the 1989 penny's rarity comes from the fact that it was an isolated incident in a decade where mint marks were mostly visible. When word spread that a few 1989 pennies had no mint marks, collectors began to search for them, knowing that they were rare and potentially valuable. The rarity and value of the 1989 no mint mark Lincoln penny. Now, let's talk about the real reason you're probably here: the value. The 1989 no mint mark penny is considered one of the holy grails for penny collectors. As mentioned earlier, the current market value for this coin is estimated at around $88,267, which is a substantial amount for what appears to be a simple penny. But how did this penny go from being worth just 1 cent to being worth thousands of dollars? The answer lies in its rarity and demand among collectors. Out of the millions of pennies struck in 1989, only a very small percentage was minted without a mint mark. As a result, these coins are incredibly scarce. The rarity of the 1989 no mint mark penny, coupled with its appeal as an error coin, drives its high value in the numismatic market. Collectors are always on the lookout for coins with minting flaws, and the 1989 no mint mark penny is a prime example of why these errors are so coveted. Even though the penny may look just like any other 1989 Lincoln penny at first glance, its missing mint mark sets it apart and makes it a valuable piece in a collector's portfolio. The factors that contribute to the value of the 1989 no mint mark Lincoln penny. The value of a coin is determined by several factors, and the 1989 no mint mark penny is no exception. Let's break down some of the key factors that contribute to its worth. Rarity. As we discussed earlier, the 1989 no mint mark penny is incredibly rare. There were only a small number of these coins struck without a mint mark, and their scarcity makes them highly sought after by collectors. Condition. Like with any collectible, the condition of the coin is crucial in determining its value. A coin that is in mint or near mint condition is worth significantly more than a coin that is worn, scratched, or damaged. If you happen to find a 1989 no mint mark penny in pristine condition, it could be worth even more than the estimated market value of $88,267. Demand. The demand for error coins, especially ones with a unique characteristic like a missing mint mark, has been steadily increasing over the years. Collectors are always looking for rare and unique pieces to add to their collections, and the 1989 no mint mark penny fits the bill perfectly. Historical significance. The history behind the 1989 no mint mark penny adds to its appeal. It serves as a reminder of an unusual error in the minting process, and as with many historical artifacts, its story contributes to its desirability. How to identify the 1989 no mint mark Lincoln penny. If you think you might have one of these rare pennies in your possession, it's important to know how to identify it. At first glance, the 1989 no mint mark penny looks very similar to other pennies from that year. However, the key distinguishing feature is the absence of the mint mark beneath the date. For most coins struck in 1989, the mint mark should be located just below the year on the obverse side of the coin. If you find a 1989 penny with no mint mark in this position, you may have a valuable error coin on your hands. Make sure to closely inspect the coin to verify its authenticity. It's always a good idea to have your coin professionally appraised or graded by a reputable numismatic organization to determine its true value and condition. Where to sell your 1989 no mint mark Lincoln penny. If you are fortunate enough to own a 1989 no mint mark penny, you might be wondering where you can sell it for its full value. There are a few options available to you. Auction houses. Many high-value coins are sold through reputable auction houses that specialize in rare coins. Auctions can help you reach collectors who are willing to pay top dollar for your coin. Coin dealers. Professional coin dealers often buy and sell rare coins. However, It's important to shop around and get multiple appraisals to ensure you're getting a fair price for your coin. Online marketplaces. Websites like eBay and specialized numismatic marketplaces can be good places to sell your coin. However, selling online requires a good understanding of the market and may involve fees or commissions. Before selling, be sure to have your 1989 no-mint mark penny appraised by a professional to make sure you're getting the best possible price. In conclusion, the 1989 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny is one of the most valuable and sought-after coins in modern American numismatics. Its rarity, historical significance, and era-driven uniqueness have made it a prized possession for collectors worldwide. With a current market value of $88,267, this penny proves that sometimes the smallest details, like a missing mint mark, can turn an ordinary coin into a highly valuable collectible. So, if you happen to come across a 1989 penny in your spare change, be sure to take a closer look. Who knows, you might just be holding on to a rare piece of history that could be worth thousands of dollars. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on any more valuable coin tips and information. Happy hunting, and good luck with your collection. Welcome back, coin collectors and treasure hunters. Today's video is all about one of the most surprising and valuable pennies in circulation, the 1991 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. That's right, a coin you might overlook in your change could be worth up to $91,863 in today's market. Stick around as we dig into the incredible story behind this rare coin, its historical background, unique features, and how you can identify one that might be hiding in your own pocket or coin jar. Brief history of the Lincoln penny. Let's start by going back to the beginning. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person, and its popularity has only grown over time. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the original coin featured wheat ears on the reverse and Lincoln's bust on the obverse. In 1959, to honor Lincoln's 150th birthday and the 50th anniversary of the penny, the reverse design was changed to the Lincoln Memorial. That design remained until 2008, and in 2009, the U.S. Mint released 4 special editions commemorating aspects of Lincoln's life. The 1991 Lincoln cent falls into the Memorial Reverse category and was struck during a time of high coin production. But don't let that fool you, there's something very special about certain 1991 pennies. And that brings us to the fascinating story of the no-mint mark variety. What does no-mint mark mean? Normally, coins struck at the Philadelphia Mint do not carry a mint mark. However, during some years, especially the early 90s, this detail can create a bit of mystery. The 1991 penny should not have a mint mark if struck in Philadelphia, but due to errors, inconsistencies, or unique dies, some of these coins stand out as rare varieties. The no-mint mark 1991 penny we're talking about today isn't just a normal Philadelphia strike. It is a rare and highly desirable variety that collectors are willing to pay tens of thousands of dollars to own. These coins usually exhibit special characteristics that set them apart: perfect strikes, off-metal errors, doubled dies, or other minting anomalies. Why is the 1991 no-mint mark penny worth so much? Now let's get to the big question. Why would a 1991 Lincoln penny with no mint mark be worth $91,863? There are a few key reasons. First, condition matters immensely in the world of coin collecting. The highest valued coins are usually graded MS68 or higher, that's mint state, with no wear and nearly flawless surfaces. These ultra-high-grade coins are extremely hard to find, especially from a year like 1991 where so many pennies were struck for everyday use. Second, rarity plays a big role. There are very few known examples of 1991 no-mint mark pennies in such pristine condition. When demand from collectors far exceeds supply, the price skyrockets. Some versions of this coin have been found with unusual planchets, striking errors, or features like doubling in Lincoln's eye or the word Liberty, details that increase desirability and market value. Third, certified coins. Those authenticated and graded by trusted agencies like PCGS or NGC fetch premium prices. In a recent auction, one such 1991 penny with no mint mark and near perfect quality sold for a stunning $91,863. That's enough to buy a brand new luxury car or even put a down payment on a home. How to identify a valuable 1991 no mint mark penny? Now here's where it gets exciting. You might be wondering, how can I tell if I have one of these valuable 1991 pennies? Start by checking for the following. No mint mark under the date. This confirms it was struck in Philadelphia. While common for this year, it's the starting point. Sharp strike and luster. Examine the coin's surface. A brilliant, uncirculated coin with no scratches, nicks, or signs of wear could be valuable. Look for errors, doubling in the date, Liberty, or Lincoln's Eye is worth noting. Use a magnifying glass or loupe for close inspection. Weight and sound. Rare planchet errors could affect the weight slightly, for example, if struck on a foreign planchet. Weighing the coin accurately can reveal anomalies. Get it graded. If you think you've found a winner, consider sending it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll give you an official grade that can help you sell or auction your coin for top dollar. Coin collecting is booming, and interest in Lincoln cents remains strong among numismatists. As time passes, high-grade coins from recent decades are becoming harder to find in circulation. The 1991 penny is over 30 years old, and coins from that period have usually seen heavy use. So, when a pristine example appears at auction, it draws attention, and big bids. Online marketplaces, coin shows, and auctions have seen a surge in demand for coins like the 1991 no mint mark penny. As more collectors hunt for rare varieties, values continue to rise. The $91,863 price tag isn't just a fluke, it reflects what passionate collectors are willing to pay for a unique piece of American coin history. Before we wrap up, here are a few final tips if you're hunting for the 1991 no mint mark penny. Search rolls of pennies from banks or coin machines. You'd be surprised what slips through the cracks. Buy a quality magnifying glass. Details matter, especially with doubling and small minting errors. Compare with images online. Familiarize yourself with what a valuable example looks like. Always handle coins carefully. Use gloves or hold them by the edges to preserve condition. Join coin forums and communities. Sharing knowledge can help you spot treasures you might otherwise miss. And there you have it, the incredible story of the 1991 no mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. From a coin worth 1 cent to a potential jackpot of $91,863, this little copper piece proves that even the most ordinary-looking coin can hold extraordinary value. So don't toss your pennies aside, inspect them, treasure them, and maybe one day you'll uncover a hidden gem worth a fortune. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you never miss out on rare coin stories like this one. Have you ever found a valuable penny in your change? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear your story. Thanks for watching, and until next time, happy collecting! Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into a coin that has captured the attention of collectors and investors alike, the 1971 no mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. If you've ever wondered about its value, history, and why it's worth a lot of money today, you're in the right place. So, let's get started and take a deep dive into this fascinating coin. The history behind the 1971 no mint mark Lincoln penny. Before we jump into its value, let's talk about the history of the Lincoln penny itself. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin features a portrait of Lincoln on the obverse, front, and on the reverse. It originally showed 2 wheat ears. This design was later replaced with the Lincoln Memorial in 1959 to mark the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. Now, moving to the 1971 no mint mark penny specifically. By the time the 1970s rolled around, the U.S. Mint had been producing billions of pennies each year. However, the 1971 no mint mark penny stands out because it lacks the typical mint mark that's found on most coins, especially those minted after 1938. The lack of a mint mark indicates that it was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. This is a rare occurrence, especially given the high number of pennies minted that year. Why is the 1971 no mint mark Lincoln penny worth so much? You might be wondering. What makes this penny worth so much money, especially when it's from a more modern era? Well, the value of the 1971 no mint mark penny comes from several factors, including rarity, condition, and collector demand. Let's start with rarity. While the 1971 penny is not rare in terms of how many were produced, billions of pennies were minted that year, the no mint mark variety is actually quite scarce when compared to other years. Most pennies from 1971 are marked with a mint mark, so finding one without it is a bit of a surprise for collectors. Now, let's talk about condition. A coin's grade, or its condition, plays a huge role in determining its value. Most of the 1971 pennies that exist today are in lower grades, meaning they show significant wear and tear from circulation. However, those that have been well preserved and show minimal signs of wear are worth far more. Pennies that are graded at MS65 or higher, meaning they have a mint state grade with only a small number of imperfections, are especially valuable. A coin in pristine condition, even if it's a 1971, can command a very high price. The other big factor is collector demand. Coin collectors are always on the lookout for unique, rare, or historically significant pieces to add to their collections. Since the 1971 no mint mark penny is considered a rare variety, it's in high demand among serious collectors. As more and more people catch on to its value, the market for these pennies continues to grow. Current market value of the 1971 no mint mark Lincoln penny. Now, let's get to the exciting part, the value. The current market value of a 1971 no mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny can vary widely based on condition and other factors. If you're lucky enough to have one in excellent condition, you could be sitting on a small fortune. The current market value for a 1971 no mint mark Lincoln penny in MS65 condition is approximately $68,266. That's right, just one penny, and it could be worth tens of thousands of dollars. It's important to note that the value can fluctuate based on the coin's condition, demand, and the current state of the market. But even a lower grade example of this coin could fetch hundreds of dollars if it's well preserved. Keep in mind that the value I'm mentioning here is based on recent sales and auctions, so if you find a 1971 no mint mark penny in your collection, it's definitely worth having it appraised. How to identify the 1971 no mint mark Lincoln penny? So, how can you spot the 1971 no mint mark penny in your collection? Well, it's pretty simple. If you look at the obverse, front, of the coin, you'll see Abraham Lincoln's portrait. Normally, you would find a mint mark right below the year, either D for Denver or S for San Francisco. However, in the case of the 1971 no mint mark penny, there's nothing there. It's completely blank, which is the key identifier that separates it from the regular 1971 pennies. When looking for this coin, it's crucial to carefully check your pennies, especially if you have older collections or loose change from that time. If you do find one, make sure you keep it safe and, if possible, get it graded by a reputable coin grading service to ensure its true value is recognized. Where to sell your 1971 no mint mark Lincoln penny? If you think you've found a 1971 no mint mark penny that could be worth a significant amount of money, your next step is to get it appraised. You can sell it at a reputable coin dealer, or if you want to get the best price, you may want to consider auctioning it off through a trusted platform or coin auction house. These venues often have collectors eager to pay top dollar for rare coins like the 1971 no mint mark penny. Is the 1971 no mint mark Lincoln penny the most valuable penny? While the 1971 no mint mark Lincoln penny is definitely valuable, it's not the only rare penny out there. Other rare pennies, like the 1909 SVDB Lincoln penny or the 1943 copper penny, can be worth even more. However, the 1971 no mint mark penny is one of the most valuable pennies from the 20th century, especially for those looking to add modern rarities to their collection. So, there you have it. The 1971 no mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny is a rare and valuable coin, with a current market value of around $68,266 for those in excellent condition. It's a testament to the fact that even coins from relatively recent years can have significant value if they are rare, well preserved, and in high demand. If you have any of these pennies in your collection, it might be time to take a closer look and see if you've got a hidden gem on your hands. Thanks for tuning in, and as always, happy hunting for those rare coins. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more valuable coin content. See you next time.